Welcome. This is that time of the year when we are 2 months away from CAT 2018 and many of the test takers should be reasonably jittery about the test series related preparation. Well, that is the agenda of this video. In this video, we'll discuss how many mock papers should be attempted, what should be done in form of analysis after each and every test, how to manage each and every week lined up till CAT, and how to best optimize the analysis and the time to maximize the score and hence the percentile. The entire preparation for admission can be broken into 3 phases. The first phase is generally till September, in which students work on their basis of quant, verbal, LRDI, and they be ready for the test series. Second phase is the test series, an approximate duration of 2 to 3 months, which starts with NMET, ends with generally ZAT. After that, the GDPI phase begins, in which you take care of your interview related preparation. In this video, we'll mainly focus on the test series part only. Well, the preparation starts with collecting the right resources. Well, a test taker would need a nice test series which would have approximately 20 to 25 online mock CAT papers. Over and above that, we should have additional test papers for various other examinations, for example, ANMAT, SNAP, IFT, ZAT, etc. All these test papers should have nice solutions so that the test taker has a good opportunity to understand the knowledge gap or the better methods. Preferably, the test series should come with detailed analysis, for example, section-wise accuracy, section-wise time consumption, question-wise time consumption, and preferably the detailing about the difficulty level per question. The entire duration of 2 months should be divided into 8 to 9 weeks. Every week should be planned separately. A typical week would have 2 to 3 online mock CATs, which would be testing time plus analysis time per mock. Over and above that, this is the same phase in which ANMET happens. That means a test taker should keep some time aside to attempt mock ANMETs and for the analysis of the same. Plus, there would be some revision related needs which comes out as a feedback of various test papers. So, some hours in between 2 OMCs are preferred. So, how to take best advantage of a test series? Well, this happens test after test. There is a cycle that a test taker should follow. Here is the cycle. It starts with test taking of 3 hours. After finishing the test paper, a test taker is expected to spend up to 4 hours time in finishing and analyzing the paper. The next phase is collecting the learning out of this entire experience. This learning helps you to plan some points that you should remember or target for the next mock CAT. Then you go for the next mock CAT and you repeat the cycle. With every such cycle, you come up with better scores, better efficiency, better accuracy, and hence better percentiles. Let us understand what do I mean by analyze. Assume that the test paper is over, you have spent good 3 hours with the test paper, scores are out, corrects and incorrects, and hence the percentile, everything is known to you. The next step is, first of all, give 30 minutes to yourself to find the reasons behind every incorrect question across all the 3 sections. Document the reason behind every wrong attempt. Second step is finishing the unfinished part of each and every section. This should take approximately 40 minutes per section depending on your hold over the section as well as the difficulty level of the section. The time may vary, but the purpose is very important. Finish the entire paper so that you can know which all questions were there which were within your limit but you probably couldn't solve them or didn't solve them. Next step is spend time with your focus study group. If you have a dedicated study group of 2 to 3 people, nothing is better than that. Discuss some questions, discuss good methods, discuss difficulty level of certain questions. At the end, keep 30 minutes aside for the last step, that is documenting all the learnings. This 1-page document probably will give you the important hints about your testing behavior or about your strengths and weaknesses within each and every section. This becomes a very helpful document towards the next OMC. Assuming that you have thoroughly finished the entire mock paper and now you are ready for that documentation, that is documentation of the learnings, what should be documented in the paper? Let's understand. First of all, a macro level picture that includes total attempts, total corrects, total incorrects, and hence the score. This ends with the percentile that are given to you. Well, this is something that you should chase, but it doesn't say many things about the possible scope of improvement, because the improvement lies within the sections, within the subsections. So it's time that you go within the sections and do a micro level analysis. So you open a verbal section, document the corrects, incorrects, not just overall verbal section, but of RC sections and the non-RC questions as well. Out of 24 questions of RCs, how many did you attempt? What was the accuracy in the RC section? There are 10 non-RC questions as well. What was the accuracy in that particular subpart as well? You should document both the subparts of verbal section separately so that you can chase the improvement with different strategies. Next is LRDI section. Well, that can be bifurcated into very logical parts, that is logical reasoning and data interpretation. Correct, incorrect, and hence the accuracy should be tracked for all the two subparts. Similarly, quant can be divided into some chapter groups, for example, geometry, number based chapter, percentage and related chapters, ratio and related chapters, some advanced maths related chapters. These all can be documented and tracked separately. Different areas of quantitative aptitude or different areas of LRDI section or different areas of verbal section may produce different numbers. This would help a test taker to understand which are the weaker areas which need immediate attention, which will produce more result provided more effort. So in nutshell, this one page analysis of mock CAT includes the correct, incorrect, score for the paper, for the section, for the subsections that you decide, where you track the attempts and accuracy paper after paper. Now, the most important details that you capture in this document are the reasons behind wrong attempts. In each and every section, initially especially, you would have many wrong attempts because of various testing issues. For example, probably you didn't read the question carefully, probably you interpreted it in a wrong manner, probably there was some content gap that led to this mistake, probably it was a bluff. All the reasons should be identified by you and should be documented by you, because these were the questions that you chose to attempt, but because of certain reasons you couldn't make them see the end. So these were well within your control. Initially you wasted a time and you ended up with a negative marking. First of all, this wrong attempt should be minimized, and for that a detailed documentation of your testing behavior should happen. This number should be reduced to very minimal numbers, mock after mock. Now let us understand what should be done between two mock papers other than analysis. Analysis indeed helps us understand our testing behavior, but it doesn't help us improve our content. Most of the time an analysis leads you to some of the weak areas of yours in a particular section, and you get a very clear idea that if you work at this particular weak area of yours, you can get a reasonable improvement in the section. The time available between two mock papers, let's say of 1 day or 2 day or in some cases 3 days, should be nicely utilized to work at your weak areas. These weak areas can be probably RCs related to a particular topic, or probably it could be calculative DI, or probably it could be just geometry related quant questions. These are some specific weaknesses that might come up as a part of your analysis. This can be treated as small capsules that you need to plan for yourselves, a capsule of probably 2 hours or 3 hours that you might to use between two mock CATs. So it is advisable that you keep some solving material, a non-testing format solving material handy with you, so that you can go back to that material whenever a particular weakness is identified by you. Because if you do not work at this weak areas, they would keep coming and keep hurting you. The idea is to work at your weak areas and master your content with the testing skills improved mock after mock. This phase of 2 months is very important. Writing approximately 20 online mock CAT would be very important because you grow mock after mock. Well, in this 2 months you might have your college commitments, or you might be a working professional having a full-time job. This would demand a detailed time management sheet. So the entire task of 2 months should be broken into weeks. Every week should be broken into days. A working professional should understand the importance of week offs. The Saturdays and Sundays, if they are off, they should get more output for you. Over and above this, there are some festival days. These festival days should be planned very well so that you can finish your pending studies. It is recommended that working professionals plan their leaves in such a manner that the backlog doesn't pile up. To summarize the entire video, it starts with identifying a decent test series which has 20 to 25 mock CAT papers with variety of difficulty levels across the section. You follow the test series very sincerely, analyze each and every paper. While analyzing, follow the cycle of test, analyze, learn and plan for the next mock paper. Attempt the mock paper, again analyze, again learn through it, plan something for the next paper. Every single time give yourself a little more target of probability accuracy, of probability score if the difficulty level is same, certainly a better percentile. Work on your weak areas that you get through your analysis. Find some time of improvement or revision between two mock papers if time permits. If you are working professional, put things on paper by forming a rigid schedule so that you achieve your goals without any failure. Well, that's all I wanted to share in this video. Best wishes for probably NMET that should start immediately. Best wishes for CAT. Best wishes for all the other examinations like SNAP, IFT and ZAT. All the best.